Monday. Welcome to Bellspalsy Talk. Tonight I have two of my very favorite people, and we're going to have them on together. So the first, we have Jodi Barth from the Center for Facial Recovery, and I see her for physical therapy. She's amazing, very passionate. Oh, everybody's here. Awesome. And then the second person we have on is Amy, of course, my partner and friend in the Hunt for My Smile. She's an amazing publisher, and she brought the idea together with, for us to bring 24 authors together for the book collaboration. Hey, Jodi, how are you? Hooray!
I'm good. How are you ladies doing?
That's awesome. This is the first time that I've had more than one person on a live, so I'm very excited that it's the two of you together here to talk about the project and the book that's come out. Jodi, how are you doing?
I am doing wonderful, thank you.
Thank
How are you guys doing?
We're great. We had a wonderful week. Hey, Amy, last week. I was just mentioning at the beginning here while you guys were joining that Amy and I both see you for our physical therapy for our face. It has been totally game changer for me. I know Amy as well, to have somebody who understands, facial paralysis and really specializes in that. Hey, Amy, as opposed to just, regular, made me really feel understood. And, I've loved working with Jodi, since the day, that we met. And then Amy also sees Jodi, and Amy had, of course, the idea to do the book collaboration, and the Center for Facial Recovery and the Foundation for Facial Recovery had a grant to kind of initiate the project. Now, Jodi, what do you think the biggest, most exciting thing about the book is for your patients?
Well, first, I just want to congratulate the two of you and all the other authors. I think this is just fabulous. And Amy, Barbie, both of you, but I remember talking to Amy when this idea first came into her head, and it was like, it was like her baby. And I know what that's like when we were putting together Fix My Face. And it's from so deep within your soul. And Amy and you and the other authors, you have blown me away with this book. It is something that has needed to be written, and you did it justice, all of you. And I'm so proud to have been able to be just a little part of it. But I think what you guys address is what is not addressed out there. It's the elephant in the room, though. It's, and I hear this, we see so many facial palsy patients a week. I mean, myself, I see like 35 facial palsy patients in a week. So, you talk to a lot of people, but you hear the same stories, and I think that's what you'll see in the book is there is a common thread throughout. Everybody comes from it a little bit differently, but there is a common thread, which it shows that there's a big void in the medical community. And, I'm on that hill with you from the medical side, trying to spread the word. And this book is, I think, is going to be one of those home runs that's really going to help those who just have gotten facial palsy, but also those who have been suffering for so long, but they felt so isolated. And your book has brought people out of isolation. It's brought the talk in, and I just, I've had a couple of patients already, tell me that they started reading it and they were like, oh my gosh, this is me. And it is, I can change the name of each one of you authors, and I've heard this story before, not that you're not individuals, but it's but then on the flip side, it's so frustrating for me, for you, right? Because there are people that do know how to treat facial palsy, and we're just, I guess, not doing a great sharing to make sure that people get the right information and in a timely manner.
Well, and that's what I think the Fix My Face, we share it as much as we can, and we'll use our voices and continue to do that. I mean, I know for me, having a social media platform, it is an incredible tool. I know Amy recommends it all the time as well, because people will reach out and ask us, oh, hey, what should I do? Well, I'm not a doctor. I'm happy to help. And of course, that's where Amy and I have been so honored to kind of come in, is to be able to use what we have. Hey, Amy, Amy and I have become very close right from the beginning of this project. We hit it off right away, and not just the facial paralysis part, of course. Her and I have so much in common, and I've been really honored to work with her on this project, with her passion and just that little seed and making it happen. But when we had the first meeting with all the authors, that was the first time that we'd been in a room with people who looked like us, and we kind of all felt that way. I've had the pleasure of having chats like this with people, but most of the people that we had, it was kind of like, hey, I belong here. I'm accepted. You felt that way, Amy? I think you said that at the beginning.
Yeah, from the very beginning. I mean, we connected, you and I, Barbie, right away. And Jodi, I've got to say this. I'm so appreciative to you and the foundation for taking the idea and being excited about it and helping us make it happen, because it really happened because of you guys. So thank you so much for that.
It really, I'm so proud of you. I cannot
thank you.
To tell you, I feel like I'm the grandmother of the book.
Yeah,
honestly, it is, because you brought it together with your connections,
absolutely.
And you're the common thread that knew that Amy had the idea and the tools, and she had that, like you said, the baby, you're wanting to do it, and then just like, let's put it out there, and we put it out there, and it really did. So I do think that's a great analogy.
It was y'all's interview that brought it all together, because Jodi, I saw the interview that you did with Barbie, and I took a chance, and Barbie responded, and then it took off from there. And with her help, I went from wanting 10, maybe 12 authors. We got to share 24 voices. Barbie talked all the time about using your voice and how healing that can be. And if you talk to any one of the authors, I can 100% guarantee you they're going to share with you the healing that they got from this experience and how important it is for us to use that voice. And so I'm grateful to everybody that was involved in this project, because it might have been my idea, but it happened because of the 24 people and the foundation and you, Jodi, for making that happen. So,
and I think that that describes perfectly how it's important for us as a community to stick together.
Yeah.
Because, as you're saying, both of you have said, Amy said since the beginning, because as the publisher and doing the editing work, a huge amount of work and commitment to the author group, is she read, of course, the stories first.
Yeah.
And I remember her, the very first things that you're saying, Amy, is we're so different. We're from 7 different countries, different languages, different backgrounds, different reasons for the facial paralysis too, let's not forget.
Yes.
And we're just all the same. And I think that is really so amazing about the human spirit, is the things that we can do if we stick together, not judge each other, let each other just be our true selves. Whether we have someone wearing red lipstick, or you have, crazy hair day, or everybody's personality was honored and showcased in this. And I think that is a lesson for people in general in the world, is we take somebody, and just because they may look different than you, or they're in a different country, or they don't really see things the same as you, we are all the same.
Yeah.
And that is a real lesson and a real gift that I took from this experience, is that we are all the same, and if we stick together, we can help others do better as well.
And
so you're
really think with you guys leading the way, we can push the medical community. We can push to get maybe more grants for research, better treatment, early intervention.
Early,
you guys, I am so all about early intervention, because I feel like the earlier we can treat this, the more aggressive we can treat it, the better the outcomes. Versus being on the flip side and discussing like, okay, how are we going to fix it from a surgery standpoint? Well, what can we do to minimize needing the surgery?
And that's what you've said since the beginning, Jodi, is, we can, yes, you can, try to, where Amy and I are now, where it's years gone past, not as long for you, Amy, as myself, but you get to a point where you're like, okay, but yeah, if we can help people be like, this is the information, this is literally this one, download this one PDF and take this to your doctor, like, that is what we're passionate about, because then you can do the therapy later, and then we can do the stories, and yes, we're all together and all the things later. But that's a real passion for all of us, and I just am loving that we all have the same mission.
We have, every author in the group has advocated in some way for people with facial paralysis and with their doctors, and a few of the authors have already they've done big things with it, and they've even taken the book to their doctors and gotten feedback from them of, now I'm understanding more about you as a human, you as a person, and what you're going through and stuff. And then we have one of our authors, Elon, who has just done so much for the community in Israel and helping that country to get better treatment and care quicker as well, which I think, Jodi, is what you want, is you want people who get the facial paralysis to talk to you right away, because I remember one of the first things you said to me was, you could have taught me a few things that would have helped to lessen the synkinesis. Not that it would have stopped it, but that it would have controlled it a little bit. And when you got me in touch also with Dr. Riley, and you two were the first two people to help me, and that was 8 months past. And if we can get people the treatment in those first few days, or even 10, 15 days, it's just going to make a difference for them in their recovery. And then letting them know that there's a community out there where they're not alone, which we talked a lot about in our group. We are no longer alone.
Which is so important. That was, we did have a little section about the psychological impact that facial palsy has on you, but we didn't do it justice. Your book did it justice. Because
authors,
there's one thing that you can't smile. It's the other thing how you feel that you can't smile, right? And that's what I feel a lot of people, like I hear this from patients all the time, is my family says, you can't even tell, you look great. And I said, but you don't feel great, do you? And you don't. And if you don't feel good, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. It's not going to be good. And the fact that you have all come together and can share this experience, and through Barbie's wonderful Bellspalsy talk, which Barbie, you do a fabulous job getting people to talk and putting it out there. This is what we need, right? Because it's not just a physical disease, it also impacts you emotionally significantly more than. I have been a physical therapist now for over 40 years, and I have dealt with every single diagnosis out there, and this is the only treatment, only patient population that is so ignored. And because what you hear all the time is, you're not going to die from this. Well, I might not physically be dying, but I feel like I'm dying within. And
just to have people validate that, I think that's what we found in the group is, and I did that from the very beginning. I literally, in my mind, well, it's not cancer, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad,
And then what we do to ourselves is you say, well, no. Just because it's not that bad doesn't mean I'm not allowed to feel this way. And then when we
Right.
put those feelings down, then it goes on for 7 years, 10 years, whatever. When we come together as a community and feel like, hey, you know what? I'm allowed to feel this way. This author in this book that I'm reading, or this story or something like that, oh, she felt that way too. I feel okay. Then, you know, then maybe tomorrow is going to be a little bit better. I also feel like throughout this process, we've really learned and helped each other as a group. Something that I talk a lot about on here is having another focus, where now we have focused on writing or telling our stories. The authors have really come out of their shell like crazy.
Yeah.
Videos, starting blogs, wanting to write more. That is something that Amy and I want to help so many people in whatever way works for them to use their voice, facial paralysis or otherwise. Because yes, of course, that's our community. But I think in our lives, say, Amy, like I've been telling people, like using your voice and getting your story out there and feeling important, that matters.
And being in the pictures. You talked about being in the pictures too, showing your face and not shying away from that, which I'm guilty of right along with a lot of other people. So,
and I think that tying that theme of facial paralysis as well. I mean, obviously, like I said, we use that theme. That's what we're doing. But it's whether you're a mom, whether you're, you know, a little bit heavier than you wish you were, or, you know, you feel like you look old now, like who cares? This is your life and you matter and you exist. And yeah, that's important. And I think that that's really what this project has done for so many people. And we're just hoping that it can help so many, like, cause like you're saying, take the book to one doctor, think about how many patients that doctor can help.
Yep.
So even that one gesture can help 3 people, and it starts small, and we'll just keep working together to keep it going, it going for sure. Thank you so much to both of you for joining me. 2 of my very favorite people in the whole world. I can't wait one day to meet you in person.
Yes.
And you guys live close to each other, so I'm hoping. Or you don't.
No, we don't.
Why do I always think that? I think that maybe
we're both on the East Coast, but that's about as close as we get.
So I'm totally off base there.
Yeah.
Anyways, a lot of my new good friends just live on the East Coast. So, you know, in my mind, it's like people always say, well, you live in Canada. Do you know so-and-so? Well, no, that's on the other side. But we will meet in person one day.
Right.
But if anybody is watching and you do have facial paralysis, please contact Jodi at the Center for Facial Recovery, because even for myself, it's been 7 or 8 years, and the exercises she gave me helped drastically. It doesn't matter that it's not your first day. There are things that you can do to improve, and do not let your spirit be worn down by somebody who says that there is. Of course, obviously, our book is available, and Amy's has the link in her profile. I have the link in my profile. Please get your hands on the book, because it really will make you feel like that you belong here, and you do, and reach out to any of the authors, because we're here for you and we're all in it together. So thank you so much, ladies. Have a wonderful night.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Thank
you, Jodi.
Bravo.
Thank you, Jodi.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.